What is your favorite type of vehicle? I guess it's heavy tanks or tank destroyers. After all, for most players, these are the easiest tanks to handle. But if you're an experienced player, you probably prefer medium tanks like the STB-1 or Object 140. Of course, you might say you love playing with light tanks, but your stats are likely to be poor with those. It's generally believed that light tanks are only suitable for the most skilled players. They say even 60% win rate isn't enough, you need at least 65%. But I think to play this class of vehicles well, you just need to follow a few rules. And then, the results will come. Without further ado, let's get started. Rule number 1. Don't rely on your experience from the PC version of the game. Most World of Tanks Blitz players came from the big PC version, that one without Blitz in the name. For those who don't know, in the big version, light tanks play a crucial role by moving around the map and keeping the enemy spotted. However, in our game, the maps are much smaller, so this practice often leads to poor results. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't spot the enemies. Use your speed as your main advantage and hurry to spot the enemies before they reach their positions. There are many bushes on the maps that offer good vantage points for this. If you want me to show you these spots on the maps, let me know in the comments. Let's move on. Rule number 2, don't stay in one place. Usually, after spotting the enemies, you can figure out where most of them are on the map. What happens next depends on where your allies go. If your teammates are spread out across the map, head to the area with fewer enemies to create a numerical advantage and quickly push through them. If all your teammates go in one direction and you see that all 7 enemies are there too, you can try to flank them from the back or side. In this case, it's crucial to keep your distance and watch the enemies closely because as soon as you're spotted, 1 or 2 of them will likely go after the easy target of a lone light tank. You should also have a rough escape route in mind in case they start hunting you. If your teammates head in one direction and the enemies go in another, you should stick with your teammates and focus on providing information about the enemies, meaning you should keep them spotted. Then, when the battle begins, you need to decide from which side you can flank the enemies and attack them from behind. Rule number 3, use your tank's speed wherever you can. When playing a light tank, it's important to be unpredictable for the enemies. If you have the chance to circle an enemy tank, do it. Just make sure their allies don't come to help them. Also, try to keep disabling enemy tracks. This way, you can avoid getting hit. And sometimes it can even turn the tide of the battle. Always try to deceive the enemy, a tactic often used by skilled players. When you move away from an enemy tank, you can wait until you're no longer spotted, which usually takes about 10 seconds. Then, you can approach the enemy from the opposite side, so they'll be expecting you in front while you're actually behind them. The key is to ensure they don't see you or suspect that you're trying to trick them. Friends, let's take a quick break. If you remember, I regularly hold prize giveaways on my Discord server. 2 lucky winners have already claimed their tanks, and you can too. In this video, I'm giving away 3 tanks: Action X, Batchatillion Borask, and Emil 1951. To participate, you just need to be on the Discord server. The link is below in the description and in the pinned comment. Let's move on. Rule number 4. Don't just simply drive around the map. I understand that playing light tanks is so fun, and sometimes you just want to cruise around or even drift. But please don't do this. You ruin the game, not only for yourself, but for your entire team also. If you want to have fun, do it in training rooms or at least in fun modes, but even then, make sure to shoot at the enemies. It might sound silly, but I often see players who go into battles with the mindset of, I'll just drive around and shoot if I get the chance. Take playing light tanks seriously. The outcome of the battle depends on you. And finally, rule number 5, don't grind the light tanks tech tree if you just downloaded the game for yesterday. Playing all light tanks requires experience. You should understand the most of game mechanics, like how the spotting system works, how modules function, and simply know the maps, where the spotting positions are, and where you can quickly escape. But don't get discouraged. If you're a complete beginner or still not very good at the game, I have many videos on my channel that will help you improve your skills and choose a tech tree that you'll enjoy. Overall, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you've gained some insights or perhaps set a goal to learn how to play light tanks. See you in the next video. Bye for now.